right, it's Monday. Let's see where we're at. 233.0, man. What the heck? What? Hi, Carissa. Good morning. Oh. All right. So it is Monday, October 16th, and just checking in after the weigh-in. 233.0. It's just so frustrating, man. It's so, like, I've said it before, like, weight fluctuations happen, and that's totally fine. Like, that's just part of the journey, but with tracking the food and making all the food, and you guys, you see the calorie counts each day, it's just so much food. And I keep struggling so much to just eat enough, I guess. And I know, like, I'm handicapping that a bit with the running and everything, but that is still a priority for me, to be able to train with my girlfriend for her goals. Her goals are just as important as mine. Like, I'm not gonna sacrifice that, but I need to really shape up and eat more. I need to be better about it. I'm just being lazy and bad with timing. So it's my whole goal for this week. I need to be way more regimented with the eating. I feel like I've said that a couple times already, and it's not happening clearly, so I just need to be better. So I ate my cream of rice meal this morning. I've got a protein, my oatmeal that I made into a shake, waiting for me, that I'm gonna have after this update video. And then hitting the gym, we've got upper body day today. So new workout, combining push and pull together, primarily more push focused though. So it'll be fun to film that. But yeah, it's not fun to see the scale go down right now. So I'm just gonna be more on it. So keep me accountable, everyone. I'm gonna keep myself accountable, but that's why I'm recording this. Owning up, I'm screwing up. So frustrating. Wasn't the best way to, like, start off a Monday morning, but just like with any sort of Monday though, it is like a chance for new beginnings. And so there's no reason why I can't make those changes and be better about it this week. So we're gonna be super strict and consistent. No more screwing around. I need to make some homemade seitan this week, which is it's a vegan meat alternative. You might have heard of it before, but if not, I'm gonna be making that today. So you'll be able to see everything that goes into that process. That is part of my meal plan. It's something I've just been literally skipping and replacing with some other crap foods instead. So gonna dial that in today, hit all my meals. So I think it's six meals total today. And so we got the first one that I ate, the second one, yeah, then we'll hit the gym and we'll get in our last 4 today. At some point, we will, promise. Oh yeah, I totally, I didn't get a chance to really conclude the vlog from yesterday, the shorter vlog on the rest day, as far as, how I finished off the day with eating and such like that. And to be honest, I was low on calories overall. I think it was at 4,800 or something like that. Plus I had the run. So that makes sense why I'm lighter. It just sucks. It sucks to own up and admit these things sometimes. Because it's like last night when I was eating, I was trying to eat so much before bed. I ate my meals like I said I was going to. When I finished the stretching, I was like, I got my meal I'm gonna eat, and then a couple hours later, eat another meal. And I did both of those, and it still wasn't enough. So I'm proud that I did what I said I was gonna do. I'm disappointed it wasn't enough, but I was so full too. I did not have a huge appetite. But I think I threw it up already. If not, I'll throw it up again. Here are the calories from yesterday, around 4,800 or so. Decent amount hit my protein goals, but the calorie goal just isn't there. So one thing I need to do as well, talking with my coach, and we're gonna have my coach and I are gonna have our check-in tomorrow. So I'll give more details after that, but I think for sure, as far as the macro balance goes, I'm eating way too much fat calories, which is my tall guy, easy way to get in extra calories, because fat has 9 calories per gram instead of 4. But it's just, the ratio's too high. My coach wants me around 80 to 100 grams of fat a day, and I'm some days I'm doubling that, if not close to tripling that. So, which means that if I'm eating more carbohydrate and protein dense foods and not so much fat dense foods, it's just gonna be more food to eat. So I gotta work on expanding my stomach, getting it to handle more food. because if you've watched any sort of like bodybuilders in the past, like they talk about it all the time. They're like, the training is the easy part, the nutrition's the hard part. And clearly like this is the struggle point right now, is like eating enough. So, just gotta freaking eat, man. You know, it's somewhat therapeutic to talk about it though on camera, because these are the thoughts that very often would just sit in my head, and I'd kind of just be mad at myself, but not like outwardly express it. And before starting this vlog series, like the only thing people would see from me on social media, you know, is just like my super eccentric, goofy exercise videos, or me answering questions, which I'm always in the mood to answer questions. So it feels therapeutic to be able to express emotions a little bit differently here, be a bit more raw and real. So anyway, I hope you're having a nice Monday though. I hope you had a good weekend. And just a reminder that Monday is like a chance to wipe the slate clean and to try again. And so that's what we're here today to do. We're gonna have our first official full week of training, Monday through Sunday. So we've got a workout today, we've got a workout tomorrow, we've got Wednesday off, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, weight workouts too. And some runs sprinkled in there. And we'll adjust the calories for that. So just wanted to dump my thoughts out like this and just remind you to not beat yourself up too much if you're not quite on your goals, because I'm kicking myself a little bit, but I'm not like, oh, I suck, I'm just gonna quit now. Like, you really just have like two options when it comes to realizing if you weren't doing exactly what you wanted to do. You can either keep not doing what you're supposed to do and give up, or you can adjust and fix it. Like, those are your two options. So I'm choosing the latter. We're gonna adjust, we're gonna fix, we're gonna own it this week. All right, just got off of coaching Orange Theory and just made my way over to the gym right away after a great morning of classes. And the reason why I'm kind of rushing here is because the lovely and wonderful Carissa is helping me film. She and I are working out together, but she has to work very soon after, like in between here. So we just have to bust out a gym sesh real quick. So I'm just gonna change my shirt and we're gonna get to filming upper body day. And hopefully it's a lot of fun. Should be a good time. It's a new workout one we haven't filmed yet. So we'll see where we're at and we'll see how we will progress week to week. Plant-powered tank. Even though it's a shirt. Get it? Not a tank top? Stupid joke. Let's go have a fun workout. All right, we got upper body day today. Warming up the chest, the back, and the shoulders. We're gonna do some pull aparts on the TRX. Another way to think of this is like a T-fly as well. This is a really good way to warm up the backs of the shoulders, which are muscles that are gonna work to help support you when we're working the front, the pushes, the front of the shoulders, the chest, etc. So you do is you take your handles and all you do is you pull them apart like this and then lower down slowly. The key is to really resist the way down. That's where you're gonna feel it the most. And you pull it apart as much as possible. Now when you do this, if it's too hard, you walk away from where the TRX are anchored. That makes it way easier. And then the other way, if you walk closer to it, it gets way harder. So going between 10 and 20, just a couple sets of this, just to warm up the upper body. Oh. You wanna come around and get the backside here, if there's room? You just pull it apart like that, keeping the hands slightly higher than the shoulders. Doesn't need to be perfect, but oh yeah, that's toasty. Also hanging from a bar is a great warm up too. Now, you probably can't tell on camera, but she's 6'3", I'm 6'8". We barely have any room on this bar, so just bend your knees a bit. It's not about the legs here, it's about the upper body and just literally just gripping and hanging. And if you have sweaty hands like Carissa, called out, break up your hangs as much as you need to. But just hanging for a few seconds, maybe introduce some body twists. Oh, it feels good on the, you're good. It just feels good on the shoulders, the arms. All right, cool. We're gonna do a couple sets of flies to get ourselves warmed up and ready. We're on a different machine today than we were earlier on in the week, but same idea, not keeping the weights too heavy, handles below the line of the shoulders, and just getting in a set of 15 to 20 here to warm up the chest and shoulders. Expanding the chest, straightening the arms. Thanks. Elbows bent, elbows straight. any taller and I'd be hitting my legs on this. Nice. All right, just warming up. So pretty short rest breaks here, like 45 seconds to 60 seconds. Again, we're just trying to get the blood flowing, get the muscles working. And I always find, oh yeah, set 2 always feels better than set 1. And that's how you know it's good for warming up when the second set feels better. The joints feel more lubricated. Cool. All right, so first up, we're gonna do some incline pressing on the Smith machine. Now, when it comes to these Smith machines, which basically fix the bar path in place, there's some that are at the slight slanted angle, and there's some that are straight up and down. One might argue that the straight up and down ones are better because that's what you would do with a barbell path if you had a barbell, but we don't have a straight up and down one here. So because it's at a slight angle, I've angled the bench this side so I can face this way. So that way as the bar comes down, it is gonna come slightly forward, and then as I press up, it's gonna go slightly back, which is going to biomechanically favor the arm path better than if I was flipped the other way. Because when you press up overhead, you can see your arm kind of arcs. So we're sort of mimicking that arc a little bit, which would feel more natural than if I was flipped the other way, and this is just the right way to do it. So we're gonna go for a set of 12 here, controlled on the way down, pausing at the bottom, and trying to grip wide enough so that the forearms are vertical. So for me, that's just my middle finger on the rings here, puffing up the chest, unracking. Ooh, ooh, felt tough. That felt good though. Almost lost the hat. We're only gonna do 90 seconds rest between the sets, so this weight should actually be plenty, which I know probably isn't a lot to a lot of people, but it's where we're starting from. We got a lot of room to build up over time. Okay, so we're definitely gonna keep the same 45s, bringing the bench back up because Carissa was doing a different exercise, but that's what's nice about these adjustable benches. You just move them up and down, whee! So most important thing here, as far as creating something really strong and stable, positioning for the chest and shoulders, is to puff up and to pack the shoulder blades back. Puff and pack, you're locked, stable. You can even get more range of motion that way because you're putting yourself into more of a stretched position at the bottom. So get the fingers where they need to be first. Oh, that's set way too high. Let's adjust this. Ah. Watch your head, Austin. Get the fingers, pack the blades, rack and go. Oh man, that is good. It's nice when it's not a barbell because right now we're focused on the muscle building phase. And when it comes to muscle building, the more stable the exercise can be, in this case, with the guided bar path, you're gonna be able to load up a lot more over time with this than if it was a barbell that you have to control the whole way. That has its place, but not in our training we're doing right now. All right, last set,
keeping the same weight. That felt plenty tough. Let's do it. I don't got much more to say. Other than film yourself sometime if you're not sure about your hand positioning, and just check your forearms at the bottom of the lift. If your forearms are not vertical, you know that you're probably not gripping out wide enough. And if their elbows are in but wrists are out, you're probably gripping too wide. So as far as just like a conventional press goes. So keep that in mind when you're sitting up, because we all have different shoulder widths, arm widths, and that's all going to influence how wide you need to go. Ooh. Oh, man, that feels really hard, but really good. That's just full focus here, which is what we want. All right, next up, we've got the hex press, which is where we take our dumbbells for, instead of a normal bench press with them, we're gonna turn the weights to face each other, connect the little divots, two little hexagons together. And by doing so, it's just gonna be working our chest in a different plane of motion, slightly, but it's also gonna work our triceps a lot too, because we're gonna get a lot more arm bend because of the close dumbbells. So it's gonna be a different sensation, different stimulus than just a traditional bench press would be. So got some 50s here. We're gonna try to go between 10 and 15 reps. I haven't done this move in years, I don't know. So we'll see how this feels. This might be ambitious. I do not know, but I'll hex them together now. Oh. And now we'll go up. Oof. Stronger than I thought. Felt good. The only thing with, you might have noticed, is at the bottom I was pausing, but the weights were touching. Trick there is with that pause at the bottom, you don't want to rest. Well, it's not about relaxing the muscles at the bottom and kind of chilling and then pressing. It's about keeping tension the whole time, even at the bottom, even when the weights were touching the body. So just think about keeping an active tension if you ever add a pause to your exercises. Sweet. That's the tip. And here's my tip. All right, so only 2 sets of this. Took about 90 seconds rest, and we're gonna hit it again. I'm gonna keep the same 50s and go for the 15 again. Should be a lot harder this time. And with the hex too, thinking about keeping them squeezed in towards each other to add that adduction action of the chest, kind of like you're squeezing your boobies together. I'm trying to grow some boobies. All right. Scoop the shoulder blades, puff up. Oh yeah, way harder. Oh man. Oh. Oh. Kept the hat. Yeah, that was way harder. Oh man, just again, working your chest and arms in a way that's just so different, total different stimulus than the traditional pressing. Glad we have those in there because that is humbling. All right, next up, we're gonna do some close grip cable curls. Now what's cool about the biceps, rolling up the sleeves, biceps means two. There are two heads to your biceps, which means that when you do curls, when you do them at different angles, you are gonna work the muscle slightly differently. So with a close grip here, it's gonna be focusing more on this outer portion of the biceps. So we're gonna see how it goes. Haven't done cable curls in forever. So we will keep the sleeves up just for fun to look like a freaking jerk. I'll tilt my hat down, just kidding. Oh, let's see how this goes. Gonna see how we do with 10 here. We got 100 pounds on the bar. You know? Not too bad. I think I can go heavier. I'm gonna go up a little bit on the next one. Let's try the 115. See how it goes. We're recording. All right, set number 2. We're gonna go for 115. Oh wait, no, this only goes up by 10s. So we'll go 110. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna do 120. I'm feeling like a jerk today. We'll do 120. We'll get at least 8 if we can. Let's see how it goes. Bicep curls have always been one of my faves. It burns though, a lot. Notice the relaxed wrists. Don't let your wrist flex up. Keep your elbows down the whole time. We got 10 here. Ooh. Ah, God, feels good. All right, next up, we've got some close grip bench press we're gonna do. So it's kind of like an in-between for like our normal bench, the hex press. Close grip, we're just gonna keep it a neutral grip, vertical here. Get that full range, tucking the elbows in intentionally down and up. So goal here is 3 sets of 8 to 10. I'm gonna grab some 60s, see how that feels. All right. Always getting that pause at the bottom. Oh, lost that. Oh. Felt good. Hopefully the form looked good. And yeah, 2 more. Oh. So Carissa asked me a good question. We're just talking about doing way more volume for a lot of these chest and pushing type exercises than she and I have done in the past. And when it comes to, you know, how much you can effectively train, you got volume and you have intensity. And so if your intensity is high, your volume can be low and you still make the results. Or in another case, volume's high, intensity has to be lower. It's like a scale, it has to balance itself out. So if we were only doing close grip chest press today, and that was like the only move, maybe I'd be able to do the 70s or the 75s. But because it's late in the workout and there's been other pushing movements beforehand, like you're gonna be fatigued. There's more volume, so the intensity, as far as the weight choice goes, has to be a little lower. So, but we still make it feel intense no matter what. So this is set 2 of 3. Close grip, pause at the bottom, AKA just bringing the weights vertical and tucking in the elbows. Four, 5, 6, 8, 10. Woo. Ooh. There goes the hat. Look at that. Just like perfectly in place. Shout out to melon hats for big heads like mine. All right, busting out. Last set. Third set for this. And then that's going to be it for the chest moves. Thankfully. Scooping the blades. Not a resting pause, but an active pause. 2, 3, 4. Intentionally tucking elbows in. 6, 7, 8. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 9. Okay, we're coming out of that. Oh man, hit a wall of fatigue there. Didn't want to fight through it since we're still wrapping up week 1, if you can believe it. Putting ourselves again in a position to progress next week. Harder than last time. Doesn't need to be maxed out. I didn't need to fight for that 10th one. As soon as you feel like you're 1 to 2 reps before maxing out, that's a good time to call it for most sets. All right, next up, now that the chest is all done, we're gonna hit the sides of the shoulders. So some lateral raises here on the machine. Just like with the other machine-based exercises, it makes it stable and fixed in a way where there's no cheating, there's no compensating, I can't use my body, I can't really change the arm angle. So we're gonna lock ourselves into this thing. I'm gonna roll up for it. And we're just gonna go here for a set of 12 to 15. Super controlled on the way down. We'll see how it feels. I'm gonna go for 65. I don't know, I haven't really used this machine. Scrunch on in here. 1, 2, 3, 5. Trying to pause at the bottom to stop the momentum. 10. 13. Oh. 14. Oh. Ooh. Whoa. So because your shoulders are such a small muscle compared to other muscles on your body, the smaller muscles, they'll have that point of fatigue hit like more instantly than other muscles. Like all of a sudden you'll be going and you'll be like, oh wait, can't. So definitely felt that once I got to like rep 12. This is a good weight though, we're gonna keep that and see how it goes. I think I'm gonna scooch closer next time. I just feel big boy in this machine. Like it's too tiny for me, but we'll figure it out. We'll play around with it. You know, big shout out to Coach John for the workouts. You know, even though this is a full upper body day, he's got me 4 sets on this. And we saw all the other chest stuff, hardly any sort of back or bicep stuff because he sees my strong points, he knows my weak points. And so Carissa brought up that it's nice that these workouts are formulated around like helping me fill out everything more evenly. She wasn't calling me uneven, but she just brought up a good point. I'm like, yeah, you know, it is cool to know that the workouts are focused in that way. So shout out to Coach John. Let's get set number 2. We're gonna try to squeeze in a little tighter this time. Scrunch my way in here. See how it feels. So. 10. Oh man, they're fatiguing out. Yeah, baby. I think I like it a little more scrunched in there. I don't know. I wonder how it looked. We'll see. And you let me know down in the comments which one looked cooler, if you know or not. So I was looking back at the footage from the last 2 sets, and one thing I realized was my elbows were quite a bit in front of me and raising to the side, where ideally we want the elbows stacked more underneath the shoulder to get it more here. So I'm gonna try that for this one. I think it's because I just feel really cramped in this machine because I'm just so broad. But I'm gonna really try to, and Carissa, if you could just help me figure that out positioning wise, I think. Does that look more elbow stacked with shoulder? Okay, she nodded. And now she laughs. All right, that looks more stacked, huh? Okay. Oh wait, I'm on your weight. What the? It's like, this feels slightly lighter. Okay, let's scrunch in here. All right. Oh, wow, hurt. Well, I think I definitely felt it more. I wish this machine was just a little bit wider, but that's a me problem. Okay, let me just tuck into my machine, to my spacecraft. God damn. Ah, it's rubbing. It's a saw trap. Nice. Ooh. So those at the end there, were partials, which are basically when you finish a max rep set, to just squeeze out a couple more, even if it's short range of motion, just totally toast the muscle. I'm prescribed to do those at the end. So I saved it for the last set and did my best, and like I only got like 3, which was like a little disappointing. And I'm like, oh. Sometimes I feel like a big baby. And you get to see it in action, baby. All right, that's done. Awesome. Last thing, calves. Can you believe it? Calves are back, and we're actually gonna do them today. All right, we got set 2 here. I don't think I'm fitting in frame very well. Hello down there. This is me being accountable, getting in the reps for you, for me, for coach. And again, I'm thinking about keeping the knees locked out. Your knees aren't gonna pop the other way from being locked out. So don't be afraid to do it. burns like no other. Ouch. All right, you got set 3 here. I think this is gonna be a slightly better view than the last set was. Let's get it done. Same control. Same stretch at the bottom. Make sure your feet are even. Oh man. Last 5. Oh man. God. Oh my God. Oh, it's so uncomfortable. That's how I know these babies need some work. All right, we got 1 more set to go, and that's gonna be it for the workout. All right, 1 last fun angle for the final 4th set. Oh. As strict as possible. Thanks. It's always that 8th rep where it kicks in. God. All right, we're done. Oh. Okay. I'm glad that's over with. But I'm really glad that I just stuck around and did it. That is progress compared to last week, or compared to the other workouts, because we were so scrunched for time in those other days because the gym was closing, but now we're, you know, it's midday, so no excuses now, even when my camera girl's not here. So time to clean up, go home.
Okay, can we just take a moment here to appreciate this cuteness? Oh my God, Sam, you're so cute. Hey, bub. Yeah. Oh. Is that Frodo too? Say hi, Frodo. Hi, bub. I miss you, Bubba. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're so sweet. Your little black chin, your little black nose. And Sam with his little pink nose. Boop, boop. Good to see you, boys.
Hey again, just at home making my next meal. It's gonna be the tofu scramble today. We're doing it with, instead of rice though, we're gonna do it with potatoes. So I've got about 500 grams of potatoes cooking in the potato pouch, which if you remember I talked about on my last video where I made the tofu scramble, like made the whole thing and showed you at each step. So those are cooking in the microwave. I've got the tofu sizzling on the pan, if you can hear that. Also, I hope it's not too loud, because the microwave's going, the pan's going, and I don't have my mic on. But cutting up some bell peppers, about 100 grams of that going in there, with about 240 grams of tofu. Look at me talking and everything in grams now, like a real bodybuilder. Feeling really strong after today's workout though. Felt like it really just worked on my needed 2 muscle groups, and was really, really proud of the calf raises and getting those done at the very end. Again, something that I just had to skip last time, but even in the first workout was just like, oh, this is just too hard, woo, boo-hoo. So I was really proud to get those done. I went to the store, bought a bunch of stuff for the rest of the meals tonight. I'm gonna be doing some pasta tonight as well, and making up the seitan, which I'm really excited for. So I might not film the seitan creation, just because I don't want these videos to be like an hour long. I know they're already pretty long as it is. And again, I want to keep the ideas spread out across the videos. I don't know. We will see. Right now, we're just doing tofu scramble, and I'm gonna make a sandwich for Carissa and drop it off at her work because she was so sweet. She's so down to like bust out workouts in between her 2 jobs, but
she needs food too, and we didn't plan accordingly for that today. So just gonna drop off some food to her after I make this up, and then we're gonna chill and do some editing, and that's the plan. So just wanted to say hey, hope you're doing well, and I'll check up on you in a bit. Alrighty, so we've got the tofu scramble right here with the potatoes, the kale, and the red peppers. And I've made that sandwich I was talking about. This is really good. This is a tofurkey sandwich. So tofurkey makes deli slices, so they taste just like turkey deli slices, but they're totally vegan. That with some nutritional yeast, some vegan mayo, and some lettuce on Dave's Killer Bread. The sandwich is so good. I've had it many times too, but it's also one of Chris's favorites. So I'm gonna go drop that off to her while I'm eating this in the car. All right, so we ended up with a messy stove, but I cooked and prepped pasta in TVP, textured vegetable protein, for 3 additional days, but also for tonight. I don't know if you ever tried TVP before, textured vegetable protein, but it has such a nice, meaty texture to it. I'll show you how to cook it in one of these upcoming videos, but I feel like a real bodybuilder now that I've got my containers full of food, and it's nice to prep this for next week. Or should I mean, it's nice to have prepped this for the next 3 days.